Hi and welcome. If you're watching this video, this might be because you just recently lost a pet, a dog or a cat. Um, my condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss. I understand what you're going through because that pain is really hard. Stingy pain to grieve a beloved pet. I've been through that myself before, and in this video, I want to show you some of the things that we did as a family to honor the memory of a beloved pet. First of all, I want you to know that what you're feeling is valid. It's a mourning process that you're going through. Uh, some people ask me, is it normal that I feel this sadness and overwhelming sadness? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. I mean, it's just like losing a member of the family because your dog or cat was in your family for a long time. You know, might not even be a dog or a cat, a rabbit, ferret, whatever. Um, an animal that you loved can mean as much to you as a distant uncle, a father, a distant cousin. Yes, of course. So what you're feeling is valid. It's normal to feel this way because of the special emotional bond you had with your pet. So don't worry that you grieve. It's normal to grieve. Would be weird if you didn't, I think. um, but of course, yeah, you want to know if it is okay to feel this way. And yes, it is. Absolutely. Well, you might um, grieve differently this time if you have lost previous beloved pets before. Then you might find that you grieve differently about this pet. That's also normal. I've lost a lot of dogs and a cat already, and I grieve differently for each one of them because the situations were different in each situation for each pet was different. So sometimes, yeah, when it's a sudden loss, you can be shocked and in disbelief of what just happened, which we had with our cat Lola. Lola died of thymoma, a tumor close to the esophagus. Um, tumor 4x4 in a little cat, so it was quite a tumor. But she stopped eating, which was very, very not like her. um, and she stopped eating. We went to the vet. They didn't immediately find what was going on. And then we went to another vet. And then the verdict was this tumor, 4x4 centimeters on her esophagus. Yeah, there was a chance to do surgery, but we didn't. We opted to put her down because of the low percentage that it would be worth it, and we would only be a 25% survival chance. So yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah, we were shocked because she was just dancing and prancing around a few days earlier. So it's weird. She wasn't there all of a sudden. You can also feel intense feelings of sadness when you walk into an empty house, when your dog or cat was the only pet you had at that time when they died. Or you can feel very guilty about euthanasia. Well, I believe that euthanasia should be taken. It's not taken lightly, and it is a good option to relieve the dog or cat from pain, or the other pets from pain. And if they're not having a decent quality of life, then euthanasia is definitely the most humane to do. Um, we had to decide upon that for several of our dogs and for Lola as well. I will introduce you to my dogs and cat later on because I think that's a good way to honor them as well in this video. Um, You might also feel feelings of relief and gratefulness once, or gratitude, once you, yeah, once you realize that your pet is no longer in pain, once your pet has been set free, you know. Please know that there is no correct way to mourn your pet. Everyone does that in a different way. Nobody can tell you how to do that. But I know there's a lot of questions about it regarding pet loss. How long is the mourning process? Well, I can tell you, I don't know. There's no set timing. It depends on you and what you feel, the situation you are going through. Some people might feel better after a few days, some after a few weeks, some months, some even years. Same as with family members or people that you miss and that you mourn. So don't worry about it. And sometimes you get grief stricken all of a sudden again after so many years, even. Sometimes I get the question if it is normal to be this sad. Absolutely. It's a mourning process. So it's normal to be sad. Just allow yourself to be sad. Um, how do you cope with the feelings of guilt, especially after euthanasia? Did you take the right decision? I mean, we've had this. I told you already. We've had this with several of our dogs. With Lola, we know that we did the right thing. We are absolutely certain. But at the moment, you feel weird because there is an option to do surgery. Had we taken that surgery, would she have been able to survive and have another few years with us? We don't know. Chances are she didn't. So, one particular dog, our Pasha, needed 2 injections before she died. She had this kidney crisis, which was really horrifying. If you saw it, you would know that it was better for her to let go, but she wouldn't let go. So we asked ourselves, did we do the right thing? But we couldn't do anything else. Yeah, so it's weird sometimes. Other of our pets are Grace. Grace had an enlarged kidney when she was a puppy. She had surgery when she was only 15 weeks old to remove that one kidney. They told us if she lives to be a year old, you're very lucky. She will be very lucky. She lived to be 6 years old. So yay, she had 5 bonus years. And in her 6th year, we baked some chocolate chip muffins for Easter. She never stole anything from the counter, and she stole that whole tray of muffins. And her own one kidney just couldn't cope with that. And the next morning, she looked at us like, "Yeah, it's time, guys. I have to go." And we took that decision. Of course, it's still very emotional, but we knew that that was the best decision for her. And we know she was this crazy dog. She had the best life. I mean, definitely one of the happiest dogs ever to have ever lived. I'm so sure of that. So, yeah, it still hurts. You see that? But yeah, I think that's normal. So, yeah. Our Mona, that's Grace's mom, had a bladder tumor. She had gone through a long period of sickness. And also one morning, she just looked at us like, I'm done. And that's okay, because then you can take that decision. And you shouldn't feel guilty. It's still hard. It's been years, you know. Still hard. And it's just normal. It stays a little bit hard because you love them. What can you do to mourn and to just put it all at rest? You can do some rituals. You can have this morning spot, for example. We have a candle, and we have a branch that we decorated with wooden ornaments with their names on them. For us, that helps. You can also write your pet a letter and bury it, as sort of a ritual, because you cannot bury your pets, not at least not in Belgium. Hmm. You can watch some videos or photos whenever you feel like it. And talk to people. Talk to people who've been through the same. Talk to your family, moms, dads, sisters, brothers. They've been through the same thing probably. Um, yeah. One way to honor your pet is make a special photo album or a video of special photos. Or you can do something to honor your pet, like give a donation to your local shelter, which is great. When is the time to look for a new pet? A lot of people ask me that. I don't know. Some people get a new pet right away and they feel great about it. They don't compare. So I think the biggest risk is to compare the new pet to the old pet, which is never good for the new pet because you only see the good things of your old beloved pet. So yeah, give that pet a chance. Give the new pet a chance. For now, I want to honor my pets and show you some pictures of them. So this is Wolf. I'm the little baby in the buggy with my mom, of course. Wolf died of a uterus infection, the complications of a uterus infection. She always welcomed me in the morning or with her nose to my cheek. And that was one thing I missed when she was gone. Then I don't know that anymore. I don't remember, unfortunately. But yeah, she was a great dog. She only lived to be 6 years old, if I'm not mistaken. It's also not that old. This is Basha. So she had the kidney crisis. She lived to be almost 13 years old. She was an amazing dog. I mean, she was our family dog. When she died, my brother ran away, and I was mad at the world. My brother ran away, but I don't remember how he got home. I don't know if he came by himself or if someone went to get him. I don't remember. He was only like 11 or 12 years old. I was 14, 15 at the time. Um, yeah. And then after she passed away, we didn't have a dog for more than a year. And then we went for a walk in the forest. I didn't see the point of being there because we didn't have a dog. So, yeah, I'm still mad at the world. Yeah, she was a great dog. We still talk about her almost every day. All our pets, by the way, we talk about them a lot, which helps us and which keeps their memory alive. This is Zilla. Um, from the photo, you can maybe already notice that she didn't live to be very old. She was only 6 months old when she died. She had a liver shunt, which means that the liver normally is ridden by veins, and there was only one main vein through the liver, which meant that it didn't filter. So she was actually poisoning herself. We went to the University of Ghent, and they didn't want to operate on her, but University of Utrecht they did. And then when she was in surgery, they called us, tell us that the liver or the rest of the liver that they could recuperate was too small for her to live her life, and she would be really painful. So we decided not to let her wake up from the surgery. So we had to decide up from a distance, which was really hard and really weird as well, because yeah, then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore, you know. So it's really weird. This is our Vigo. Vigo died of a stomach torsion. We had two bitches in heat at the time. He didn't eat for 3 days, which wasn't out of the ordinary. That happened before when they were both in heat. And he drank a lot of water probably, and then that caused the stomach to turn. I was in Kos at that time working in Greece, so I wasn't there when he died. My mom had called the vet that he was acting really weird. And vet only said, yeah, he's just having some stomach problems, tummy problems. He'll get over that. It's okay. And a few hours later, my mom was scared and took him in the car to drive to the vet, and he died on the way to the vet in her car. So yeah, I found out about that the next morning. I just did my job that day, and a month and a half later, I came home. Yeah, to an empty house. Not really, because we had the two other dogs, but he wasn't there, which was weird for me to put that into perspective. All of a sudden, we missed our little bear, big bear, but he was our little bear. This is our Grace. So I told you with the kidney, the enlarged kidney that we had to have removed. She also had bad hips, bad knees, but she lived the happiest life ever. I can tell you that. I mean, she was the happiest dog ever. She only lived to be 6, but she had 6 wonderful years. I mean, yeah, I'm so sure of that. This is Mona. So Mona had the bladder tumor. She lived to be 10 years old. After a sick bed of 6 months, she died, almost 6 months. And she died in January, and we had Bowden, our current dog, in March, which wasn't so much time after, but yeah, it just felt right because we already mourned her loss while she was still there. It was anticipatory grief. So yeah, our beautiful girl, Belgian champion, Newfoundland. So, and there's our Lola with the thymoma, which was the most sudden shock death that we ever experienced, and that took me a lot of months, maybe even a year, to get over her loss. Yeah, it was really hard. So, I want to close this video off just by saying that you're not alone in your grief. I'm talking about animals that died a few years ago, several years ago, even, and still I get emotional. But I think that's just normal. It happens to when you talk about people as well. Our pets are part of our lives. It's okay to mourn them. It's okay to grieve. Be sad if you want to be sad. And if you feel sad over a year or in 2 years or in 3 years, that's also okay. I mean, you can have those days. Take your time. Know that you're not alone. If you want to write down your story in the comments, please feel free to do that. I will reply to that. I will get rid of all the negative comments, don't worry. But you have a safe space here to do that. Always welcome to do that. For now, I just want to say again, I'm so sorry for your loss. This is the loss that you're going through. Take your time. If you learned something from this video, or if it helped you, please give us a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. And maybe we'll see each other in the future again. For now, I just wish you a lot of courage to handle this grief and to mourn your beloved pet. See you later. Thank you so much. Bye bye.